Sweat in my blood too. My predators smell fear, smell a lot. My competitors flex scared. Cause they smelled I was hot. I want it all. Excess, the sex, much success, stress us. I want it all, no less. So come on.
The longer you live, the more you will realize that the only things that truly exist in this reality are merely pain, suffering, and futility. Listen, everywhere you look in this world, wherever there is light, there will always be shadows to be found as well. You will rest in peace.
Projections.
Hey, gang. Welcome in. I love how you're just talking about fantasy. It's on. Anyway, but welcome in, gang, to episode, what is this, 12 of Chicken and Rice. Now, Juicy's going to explain himself what he was talking about there.
Okay, so first of all, the screen froze, so I didn't even know that we were starting. So that's oh yeah, dude, it legit froze on me.
What the hell is that?
Dude, it
There's
legit
an onion,
froze.
Well, you're here
So,
in real time, like for me in the show. Like, you're good.
all right, so it's working right now.
Yeah, it's working.
Dude, I was just like frozen on mine.
Nah, bro, like, you're good.
So
You're here.
okay. Dude,
You were never frozen for me.
dude, I'm looking at it right now, and it's actually really funny because. All right, hold on, wait.
Can't wait to see this.
Oh,
I
dude,
wish I could
no.
have gotten a
All
screenshot of you earlier. That
All
one was
right.
priceless.
All right, now it's unfrozen, but you know what? We're gonna do this. CJ, pull up Snapchat real quick.
I just gotta.
Because the way that you're staring at me, it's just like, dude, really? Like, we have a show right now.
Okay, I can't wait to see the screenshot. I'm gonna show it off to y'all too. Really, okay. It's amazing how you get caught. Welcome in, Ganny, bro. We go talking all things Rocky today. Quick sad announcement. I accidentally neglected daylight savings time, so we lost an episode. Our episode. Oh Jesus! Excuse me. Our episode 2 weeks ago, part 1 of the Rocky franchise. It's gone forever because Twitch just deletes your VOD after 2
It's
weeks.
gone.
If you're not Prime. So that's gone in an effort to make up for that. So people are probably going to be wondering, well, what happened to episode 11? Why does it go from 10 to 12? This is why. It's my fault. It's TCJ's fault. We're both eating on camera today, too, by the way. And with that being said, we're going to recap what happened in episode 1 before we move on here fully to episode 2. Also, big announcement. This will be the last episode at this date and time on Wednesdays at 1:00 p.m. Pacific Standard. Thank you. No, we really are. We're both pretty tired.
Yeah.
Haven't had much sleep. The new time is going to be Saturdays at 8:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So 8:00 at night, West Coast, United States. On Saturdays will be the new time. I'll announce it on Twitter, in Discord, and I'll change the schedule according to suit. Burrito time.
The funny part, the only thing I can think of right now, and I know you're gonna go after me for this, but it's that random Teen Titans Go episode where literally Beast Boy and Cyborg are just going after each other for the burrito or burger.
I love those two's relationship, especially in the original show. Also, everyone.
Oh yeah.
Here's the picture that Juicy was talking about, me, the way I'm looking at him. If you look closely, you can actually see that my jaws are full of food, too. So, like, it makes it even more awkward. That one's never going to die.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Just like Cobra Kai.
Never die. I can't wait for that. And I can't wait for Strength.
Coming
Dude, I was sitting around
January
thinking
1st, 2022.
My guy. It's about time. But what about Stranger Things? When is that officially happening? And I know the answer. The answer is never. I know, but still.
Isn't it also the same day?
I don't know. A lot of stuff got
It's like, yes,
back.
we're talking about Rocky, but you guys can wait.
Right. We got a lot of things to say about Rocky today, too, actually. A lot. And because for those who don't know, the special cut of Rocky 4, Juice and I went to go see it.
Was worth it or wasn't?
Yeah, it was worth it and it wasn't. At the same time.
I mean, well, here's the thing. Do you want to do the quick recap leading up to the 4 again?
So, long story short, like I said, like it's going to be lightning round. Because we talked about this 2 weeks ago. It's my fault the episode's gone again. I take responsibility. Okay. Stupid daylight savings time. So,
lightning round.
Original Rocky.
Yeah, they worked better.
He's a bum. He's nothing. He gets an opportunity to fight. He's falls in love with his best friend's sister. Beautiful characters. Goes to the fight. Doesn't win, but goes the distance. That's what it was all about all along. Rocky 2. Lightning round edition. Juicy.
Rocky versus Creed round 2 goes right. Learns not southpaw. Adrian pregnant. Rocky depressed. Win. Rocky versus Creed 2. Rocky wins title.
That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
We're trying to think of like summary.
That's a pretty good summary. Like that's what happened. That's what happened. He blew all his money and stuff, and he had a kid. And, yeah. And
I'm trying to think.
Anything else you want to add? Anything at all? Feel free.
I was about to go for the third one, and I can think of like actually kind
go
of
for Rocky 3.
Ways.
Go Rocky 3. Okay.
All right. Start off. Thunder Lips.
Which I forgot last time in the other episode.
We're bringing that back. Thunder Lips goes down with chair. Rocky statue. Mr. T.
Getting out while you can.
You've been fighting the fools, but you haven't fought me yet. Rocky versus Clubber Lang round 1. Rocky loses title. Rocky loses Mick. Creed trains Rocky. I have Tiger. Rocky versus Clubber Lang. Rocky wins. What was it? Not montage. Quick sparring match between Rocky and Apollo.
It was their rubber match.
Yeah.
That we never get to see him.
Yeah.
But
we saw the first punch, that was it.
Yeah. As they tag each other.
Which we never saw in the director's cut, and that's the first
Yeah, what the heck? Why wasn't that a scene to open it? But speaking of which, quick Rocky 4 lightning round recap, and then we're both going to talk about the director's cut. Okay, so Rocky 4, Rocky 3 recap. Rocky 3 recap. Best friends, life is good. Heavyweight champion of the world again. An athlete from Russia, the Soviet Union, makes his way to the United States. This man is the pinnacle and apex of fighting and boxing. Apollo takes offense. Drago kills Apollo in the ring. No! Boom! And socks him out of there. Now Rocky takes it personal. He could have saved his best friend's life. The fight will be in Russia. He goes into training. Drago! Then the fight happens. The Russian crowd hates Rocky, but they gradually come by his side because of his heart and determination, and he knocks out Drago in the final round after being down on points, and he leaves.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, because the movie is basically montage, but it's still the best damn Rocky movie. Kiss my ass.
Yeah. The ultimate movie between the elements versus the steroids.
Right. Yes. Roids. Climbing mountains versus taking needles.
Yeah, we're going to also reiterate this. How did they not think of testing the man before the actual...
right. How was there no
fight?
drug test? I think it's because it was in Russia and the bout was unsanctioned. So they didn't have to worry about that.
Because it was supposed to be an exhibition.
That was not the right time to do. What are you guys, bro? Duke has the best lines in that movie. What are you guys doing? This is supposed to be Oh
Dude,
God.
I was watching it, and I don't know if this was actually in the movie, but seeing Duke just straight up tackle the other coach, I was dying laughing. That was the only good part about the director's cut. Seeing full straight on tackle the guy in the background.
That reminds me of a real boxing moment with Emmanuel Stewart and Evander Holyfield in the Riddick Bowe rematch. But anyway, the Fan Man fight.
Big Daddy.
There you go. You've heard it in the videos. You've heard me saying Big Daddy Bowe. Anyway,
Dude, I saw the YouTube video pull up, and I just started dying laughing. That's the only thing I can think of.
that it was a real
Follow him on YouTube, by the way. The Charles Jackson.
same
Oh,
name.
wait, no,
folks.
it's...
That's
Okay.
it. Yeah, same name.
Okay,
Look at my boy plugging me. I knew he loved me.
I got you. We've known each other for too long.
You guys ever take a swig of water and it's just the best thing you've ever had? Oh my goodness, that was a good swig of water for no reason, dude.
You ever take a swig of water, look over the camera, and you realize that your co-host is also drinking a swig of water at the same
At
time?
the same time, I was gonna say that, but I would have bursted out laughing in the middle of saying it, so like I knew better not to say it. Okay, director's cut Rocky IV. Would you like to start, Juice, or do you want me to start? How it was. Like, I'll try to remember, like, I remember some pretty specific details to it because I love Rocky IV so much that I noticed almost every difference, I'm pretty sure.
I noticed a good amount of differences
Yeah,
in
like,
there.
there was a lot, like some subtle scenes changed, like from what they were in the original. And the movie also feels really fast. And I'm saying, it feels fast in comparison to the already fast Rocky IV. Rocky IV was fast-paced already. This one just feels like it blitzes
In the words of someone that we will never give credit to, it was too rushed.
It was, it's fucking rushed. That was the one thing about that individual.
That's the one thing that will...
It's rushed. Could have been his thing. Anyway. The movie...
It's that we stole it from him because...
That's right.
No copyright.
Because it's mine now. It's ours. I wrote it. Only OGs really know about that. Okay. The movie opens with it's a montage of all of the events in Rocky 3. All of them. Not just the final fight. Actually, never mind. Not all. No. It starts with the death of Mickey and like the loss to Clubber the first time.
The director's cut?
Yeah. The director's cut of Rocky IV. Like, it opens that way. With the first loss to Clubber.
Did
yours not start to... Did your director's cut also have the interview with Stallone right before it? When you watched it?
Okay, I saw part of the interview. I came in right during the interview.
Okay, and before that, because I showed up like an hour early, they were, it was a whole behind the scenes documentary for the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was really cool, and I sincerely hope that they release that on Blu-ray and such, because there was some really good knowledge, like, and stuff, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But your movie didn't open that, like, how did yours open? I'd love to hear.
So it started the movie, that legitimate movie credits start rolling and all that. It started off literally in the middle of the Rocky Clubber Lang fight, the second one, because I thought that was the legitimate intro.
That's how the original film started. The original Rocky IV started with the fists colliding, and then the it's Clubber screaming and then it's Eye of the Tiger in their second fight, which Rocky wins. But I swear, I remember the director's cut having a more serious start with Rocky losing to Clubber the first time, the death of Mickey, Apollo coming to pick him up. I may be wrong about the first fight being shown, but they definitely show Apollo coming to pick him up out of the ashes and training him to win the second fight.
I remember that part.
Okay, all right. So maybe
first fight
maybe
wasn't
I'm
in there.
remembering the yeah.
Yeah.
Like the first fight
Because I was thinking
wasn't
maybe the
shown. Like, that's
montage.
on me. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's on me. And then they show him. The gist of that was to show how they became best friends.
Yeah.
I get it. Like that is trying like to push that home for when you see him die against Drago. I get that.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Fucking almost 40 years later. But
Dude, we just had that one viewer that's like, yeah, I can't wait to watch Rocky 4. No spoilers.
Oops. And then the original movie opens with them sparring in the gym, like their rubber match. It ends on that punch, and then Rocky's going home like right after, like he has a black eye from it, like and stuff. Before, I always interpreted that scene as that they had been sparring together for fun for years, not that it was right after that specific sparring session. But apparently, that was right after that one. So that would mean Rocky 4 takes place directly after Rocky 3. There is no time skip, is what that would mean. But in Rocky 4, they say it's 1985. It is some years later. I don't know. There's a timeline discrepancy there. I don't know. But anyway, there's multiple of them in the Rocky series too, by the way. Like with Rocky 2. After the original, like in Rocky 3 with Mickey's death on his tombstone. That's a whole different discussion. So in the original Rocky 4, it's him going home, blah, 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 the robot and Paulie, and then it ships to Creed over in his pool as he sees the Russia announcement. In the director's cut, that's where we begin. That's the first thing you see is Creed in his pool, playing around with his dogs, and then he sees that whole thing on the news of Drago coming to America, like in Russia. That's how like the movie really opens with modern day action in the movie, in the director's cut, because I'm being so redundant, saying things over and over again. Then there's a bonus scene after that, a scene that was not in the original, where they're at Rocky's house and Apollo and Rocky talk out on the lawn while throwing a football together, too.
I can just see it. They're throwing around a football. Random linebacker just comes in, just sacks him.
Fucking flies across the lawn. They go back inside. The dinner scene happens. That was in the original. The robot has been cut from the movie altogether, by the way, too. Like that's gone.
That was,
like that whole
that
thing.
was the one flaw.
Yeah, you do not get rid of the robot. and then Paulie, she loves me.
Yeah.
But dinner scene happens normal. Adrian doesn't want either of them to fight anymore for obvious reasons. They're really getting up in age, and this Draco guy looks legit. Bonus scene in the kitchen between Rocky and Adrian. Pretty heartfelt. And this should be said too. They brought back the original music from the first 3 movies in this version of Rocky 4. That's pretty good.
It's kind of funny how like the main theme was literally Eye of the Tiger.
Right. Yes. They played at the end, actually. Apollo forces the fight with Drago, like against everyone's wishes. The same things happened before, too, where Rocky's trying to encourage him not to fight too, but he's all like, "Nah, you can't change who you are." They emphasize that more in this cut. You cannot change who you are. I'm a warrior, like, and if I can't fight, like, I might as well be dead. And like they're watching back their old fight. They changed that scene subtly too. When they're watching back their old fight, it's different angles and subtly different lines, like in how they're delivered. Like they changed it a little bit. They changed it. Like it's very subtle to where like the casual viewer, both. It's very subtle to where the casual viewer probably won't notice too much, but there's a little bit difference. A little. I noticed that throughout the whole movie. The press conference comes, and the press conference is different this time between Apollo and Drago. It was funnier in the original. I always thought it was funnier. Yeah. Apollo was roasting the soul out of Drago in the original. He gets some good digs in this version too. And Drago talks more too, which I'm just gonna say he was better when he was like the Terminator, not talking and just stone face. Just, but okay.
Sorry, I thought of a really bad line to say after that. I'm just like, I was like, do I really want to say this? Because take it out of context, it's like, dude, it's not good. I'm just like, yeah, he's better as a mute.
Well,
I know.
I'm inclined to agree with you. Drago was better when he didn't talk much, when he had limited lines. However, I get what they were going for, humanizing him, because the director's cut of Rocky IV is trying to show that Drago is just a pawn.
He's not a machine. He's
a
man.
man. Exactly. Like, it's true, though.
Yeah.
Did they cut that line out when the fight came? Okay, thank God. I was about to say, because that's some major points gone if they did.
Yeah, they had to bring back something because they messed up.
Right, because they cut out like they cut something. They also cut the scene between Rocky and Apollo in the dressing room before Apollo's fight with Drago. They cut that scene, but they showed clips of it later on as Rocky was remembering it. I guess that was supposed to show like that it was more significant, like or something. I don't know.
How do you know about the parts you went there for?
Right. How did you know about the parts you went there for? Anyway, the opening of the fight with Drago ascending to the ring it's a little different. Like they drill him a bit more before he starts to ascend, and he's there originally. When you see that scene, it's Drago just stone face, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, in the
waiting
ring.
to go up. Yeah, like in the ring. In this version, it shows him just he's more relaxed, he's more human in the ring as they're drilling him on the side, which is showing you that this dude is just a pawn. Like I said earlier, like he's not this villain. He's doing this. He's being used by the Russian government, like to do this. Like he's right. He's just doing what he's told. It makes him out to be like a tragic figure, the movie does. Which Creed 2, which we'll get to later, alludes to. How Drago's life fell apart after Rocky IV because he was just a pawn. Anyway, he ascends up, living in America, like again.
The one thing that they actually cut in, which...
They changed a few of the scenes with it. Like, they didn't show Rocky and the team entering. They didn't show the conversation between Ludmilla and Apollo's wife Marianne. Yeah. They cut that out.
They didn't keep in the little scene. Like you said, Rocky and his team coming out, but at the same time, Rocky just not Rocky. Paulie just holding the random like little skull scepter thing or whatever it was.
Yeah, bro. Like they cut some of the. I mean, his reasoning was that the movie was too much a product of his time. Like it was too 80s. No, it was perfect. Anyway,
it was perfect because of the pacing.
Yeah, like it was great.
It actually balanced it out.
And then like they in the introduction of the fighters, I think that's subtly different with the crowd reaction and the camera angles. Then the fight happens. The first round is pretty different. In the first round, Apollo gets off more offense, but Drago is just absorbing it, like sponging it like nothing. He's like, you're nothing. And in the first round, after beginning to batter Apollo, like as it's going to scream, he knocks him down in the first round. He knocks Apollo down in the first round. Yeah. Apollo struggles to get up. Rocky's getting a little worried. The corner's getting a little worried, right? Apollo's wife is really worried. Adrian's worried. The crowd's worried. The Russian is in complete control. Complete. It's a pretty bad round. He keeps... I don't know why that bite was so funny. Hold on. Apollo's pretty banged up after the first round. In between rounds, something new happens. In the original... Okay, Chris, the way you're frozen right now is so funny. Anyway,
Now it's your turn.
in between rounds, originally Apollo said something like, "Don't stop this fight, right? Just don't stop it, no matter what." In this version, with the new footage, he pulls the mental manipulation friend card on Rocky. He says, if you're my friend, you won't stop this fight. Whoa, like that's big. He goes back out there. He's getting some offense off. He's trying to. Drago literally just goes and sits in the corner and lets Creed hit him. And it just does nothing to him. And then he hits the it comes up to the killing blow. This is a big change. What I'm about to say here is a huge change that was made in this movie, and it kind of ruins the impact of Apollo's death. When we all know the throw the damn towel scene. First of all, that line is cut out. It was so emotional, like that line. Like, we meme it now, but that's a very emotionally deliberate line by Duke. Throw the towel, save his life, is what he's saying. Throw the towel. Throw the towel. It's cut, and in this version, as Rocky goes to pick up the towel, before he even fully has it, Drago lands the killing blow. In the original, Rocky hesitates to throw the towel in. He's there holding it. And Duke is imploring him to throw the towel. He doesn't do it because of the promise he made, right? And Apollo dies. So the new version makes it out to where there really isn't anything Rocky could have done at the very end there. He did try to throw the towel in. He was too late. In the original film, he hesitated. So maybe it does add a little bit more depth with him blaming himself, and it's not actually his fault, because in the original film, it is kind of his fault. He didn't throw the towel in. He could have early. But let's be honest, too. Drago was already hitting Creed after the bell. He would have kept pummeling him after the towel was thrown in. The referee tried to step in, and Drago threw him off. Okay, Chris, these freeze frames of you are priceless, dude. They're so good. That's what keeps throwing me off.
Are these showing up on the stream?
Yes, they are. I can't wait. I will not let this episode die. I'm uploading this one to YouTube right after we finish today. Oh, bro.
It's like, we're just looking at it. It's just like, dude, how do we have so many clips? Oh, they're all from the Rocky Part 2. Oh, okay.
Someone makes a YouTube compilation, like, to where it's every time Juicy froze in episode 12 of Chicken and Rice is going to be made in the future, and we have like a bigger fan base.
Dude, next thing you know, we're going to be gonna have that, but we're also gonna have the little like just that music in the background.
I think after like Apollo's death, Drago has a longer speech, which unnecessary, right? Like, that's not necessary. Like him always saying, "Soon the whole world will know my name." I get it though. It's because Drago is out to do this for himself, which echoes him at the end of the movie when he says that he fights for himself. Ya Sibya, right? Like, he fights for himself, not for Russia. These scenes add to that. So, like, it's good, like, in that regard. But again, it was better when he didn't talk as much.
Yeah. Why talk more when talk less?
True. Did that was effective.
You got that reference,
short.
right?
Do you see the Key and Peele sweat beginning to come down my face? And then, like, the line still happens, like, they didn't cut if he dies, but it's mistimed. Remember the original timing with it, with the music?
Yeah.
Like, it was like, if he dies, he dies, as that part of the music happened. In this version, he says it a little bit before that part of the music happens, I think, which is, like, it's just a little off. Like, things just feel subtly off in the movie because we're also used to the original. The funeral happens. Duke is giving the eulogy. Originally, the funeral scene was just Rocky talking at the funeral. This one's longer. Adrian consoles him there too. Rocky blames himself, but people tell him not to. He's got to go get revenge for his best friend, right? He's got to go get the Russian. The boxing sanctioning bodies. This is an entirely new scene. They deny him being able to fight Drago. They'll strip him if he does. They refuse to sanction the fight. That's what he does. He's stripped to the heavyweight championship of the world, and then the press conference comes between he and Drago. And it's different. The Russian side is more brutal toward Rocky, talking down at him, and Drago keeps looking at him, looking down at him like, you stand no chance, little man. Right? And like the lines between Paulie and like the head guy still happen too. It's a more serious press conference than the first time out. Rocky and Adrian, of course, Adrian can't like agree with him fighting, and she still doesn't come with him. And there's actually a scene before it upstairs in their room before he leaves, where, you know, I can't force you to come. Like I still love you anyway. And like he heads off to leave, but I skipped something. No easy way out. One of my favorite scenes in all of Rocky period, like the montage when he's driving in the car, like of all the memories. It pretty much recaps the first 4 movies, like the No Easy Way Out
first
montage.
3.
But, right. First 3 movies. But the flashbacks this time around, everything that takes place in the past of some sort is in black and white now. Like it's not colored how it was before. And the montage also ends with when he goes into the tunnel, they warp the music to where it sounds like you're in the tunnel. That was not in the original cut. I'm telling you guys, I'm a super fan of this shit. Like I love Rocky. Like I notice all these differences, right? When I heard that in the theater, I was like, oh, they changed that. Like it's different. Oh. There were also 5 like 40-something-year-old men in front of me in the theaters who I could tell they saw Rocky 4 when it originally came out because they were marking out like crazy. It was cool. It was really cool though.
All right. The only reason I'm laughing is like you say that, and I'm like, next thing you know, like they're of Russian descent. They're just like, yeah, let's go, Drago.
You're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Just rocking out to like Drago winning. It's like, whose side are you on?
Like
buddy?
Drago will never win. There is no cut of the movie where that exists. Anyway,
Family Guy.
The travel to Russia happens, of course, with a burning heart. Anyway, there's also like a little. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
There's also a little speech between him and his kid.
Oh yeah, right. Like they left that in. That's in the original film too. Like they left that in, but there was no build up to it. Like in the original Rocky 4. In the original Rocky 4, you see his relationship with his son more, like from when he was washing the car and stuff. In this version, there's not really much with his son, like at all, except for that scene. Like that's the only scene with his son. The only scene. Which hurts. His kid was always a big part of the series. He loved him in the segment. It hurts. It hurts so much. He loved him in the second movie. He loved him in the third. In the fourth, he played a bigger role. Like, and in the fifth, he played a huge role. Yeah. With a burning heart. Gets to Russia. They wanted sparring partners. They didn't get them. That's a new line of how they were turned down sparring partners. Things pretty much go the same up at the cabin, except for like there's some background dialogue as Rocky is putting up the pictures on his mirror, the pictures of everyone he loves, and then the picture like of Drago, like to focus on because that's all he wants to think about while he's up there. By the way, I forgot to mention this: that "you can't win" scene did stay, but it did have some subtle changes too.
They also took out the Paulie listening to Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Christmas song.
And I was devastated.
They took that out.
I was
Yeah,
devastated.
same here.
Yeah. But they did leave in Paulie falling in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they left that in. First training montage happens. It's subtly different. So, like some subtle things are different. The music is the same, but there's some subtle difference in the scenes.
Yeah, they use a different type of steroid on a few of the scenes.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Adrian shows up to provide her support. Now Rocky's really focused. The second training montage happens. Hearts on fire. Like that one. It's different too. There's some different scenes. Like the sit-ups are different. The pull-ups, the punching bag parts. There's him crawling in the snow, like it's a little different. He still climbs a mountain, right? Like it ends with that. Okay,
no. Yeah, they kept that.
Okay, all right. Then it's the night of the fight. Christmas night. His hands being wrapped is being heavily watched by Russian personnel. When he has that part at the bathroom sink where he's down praying, that's when they flash back to the scene they cut of them talking before the fight with Drago. And then the walkout is brutal this time. They hate Rocky. Like, they're booing him. Like, and Rocky's like, whoa. Like, it's some strong hate. He enters the ring. Drago's entrance is longer this time. Like, with that. Like
a legitimate entrance.
Yeah. It's a legitimate entrance. And the difference this time is Rocky looks scared. In the original Rocky 4, he's very calm. Why are you looking at the burger that way? Okay. But in the original, he's very stone-faced killer. Rocky is, like, he's looking at Drago like this as he's coming toward the ring. But in the original, he gradually breaks down as Drago gets closer because it's here, like it's happening. In this version, Rocky does look intimidated the whole way that Drago is coming. And Drago is a lot more flashy in the ring. Like, he's doing more dancing around like before the fight and all that. He approaches Rocky just like in the original. And, the stare down before the fight is lit. When Rocky's robe like is taken off too, like it's not the same scene, it's different. In the original scene, they really showed off how cut Sylvester Stallone had become for the fight. The stare down, I must break you, right? Like, it's still there, but this time, instead of it being Drago hitting Rocky's hands down, he does something else. Like, I can't remember what it is this time around. Instead of doing, I must break you, boom, like he hits his hands down, he does something else, but I can't exactly remember what. No, I'm remembering things wrong. He does still do the same thing.
Yeah.
That was different in the Creed fight. In the original film, when Creed tries to hit Drago's hands down, he's unable to budge Drago's arms. You will lose, right? Like, immediately. In the director's cut, like a version of the movie, Drago does that to Creed. He hits his arms down super hard, and Creed is shook. Back to the final fight. The fight has been subtly changed.
Before we go into that, just to answer your question earlier, the reason I was looking at that burger weird was because there was like nowhere to kind of like hold it up. So I was trying to figure out where to go for it, and I was just like,
put the whole thing in your mouth.
Why.
It was like this big.
That's why. Because I was trying to figure out where to.
You were like this. You were like. You were looking at it like it was like.
I was just trying to figure out where to like. I was trying to figure out where to put, where to hold it and all that. So I was like, because obviously I can't, move it out of the way and grab it.
Always the back side. The back edges is what I always go for when it gets that small. Maybe a little bit of the side.
I love how it's like hour to hour, 1 hour to 2 hour show.
Yeah,
And 40 minutes have been.
we're almost done. Don't worry.
Yeah.
This makes sense too because it was supposedly 40 extra minutes of bonus footage. Anyway, like the movie's only 2 minutes longer than the original. I was expecting it to be more so like the first two movies, like a more serious, heartfelt, I mean, it was the same movie but stripped of what made it great, like I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But like the final fight, subtly different. The punches in this movie sound more realistic too, like compared to how they sounded in Rocky IV, where they sounded like comic book bombs. But the fight has been trimmed a bit. Like there's none of those big like 6-punch combos that are uncontested. The fight is cut to be more realistic, which I think actually kind of takes away from it. Like the fight in the original was awesome. In this version, when
Final round was longer.
Yeah, final round was longer and was virtually all new scenes too, like of how he knocked out Drago. Some of the music is different. When Rocky gets knocked down the first time, he barely gets up. He gets up at 9. That's in the first round, and then some of the scenes are kept, but they're more dramatic, like how Drago knocked him down again after he was on his way up, and Rocky flew across the ring, like that part. Some of the shots have more impact. The montage is a little different leading into the 15th and final round. You hear the Russian people still gradually go to Rocky's side because of all the heart he's showing. He's cut, Russians cut, and it's a bad cut. Is that line still in exactly?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. But the scene is more dramatic this time because of like the music shift and change when it happens, and he starts pummeling Drago after that first punch, the cut, and people can't believe it.
Only thing I can think of is right when it gets cut, you just hear the Ultra Instinct music.
Anyway, so obviously Rocky wins. Like the knockout is the same, but the lead up to it is a little different. He destroys Drago in this version. Like he wrecks him, puts him down. When he celebrates the win at the end, it's a different scene, like compared to how it was in the original. The way that he was looking at everyone, he was like, in this version, he was like that. In the original, he was like this and he got picked up. Right?
Yeah.
The speech at the end is a little different, like the speech that ends the Cold War. And in this version,
Merry
after
Christmas, kid.
That's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no addressing his son really, like at all. Someone needs to make a super cut of the movie with all the best stuff still included from both versions. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I might do that myself. Anyway, because it's not impossible. I can do that.
It just steals the whole movie.
Steals the whole movie. The Charles Jacksons, Rocky IV. Anyway, I send it to Sylvester Stallone. I'm like, hey, I made this as a fan project. He just sends me a letter back suing me. You're like, what?
Dude, I can see now. We're just like, dude, why are we not got a new Rocky movie?
Because of this idiot, the Charles Jackson.
I don't know why we didn't. I don't know why we don't have another Rocky movie. CJ, do you happen to know, you little piece of...
No, I don't know anything. Moving on. But like the final speech is different. He walks over to Drago's corner at the end too, kind of embraces him at the end, like before like he leaves the ring as he walks past him. Russian people still chanting for Rocky as he leaves. Big difference though. In the original, the Soviet premier, which is supposed to be Mr. Gorbachev, stands up and agrees with Rocky and starts the clap. In the director's cut, he's embarrassed and enraged and gets up and leaves them all in shame. That's a pretty big difference.
Mm-hmm. They also have Eye of the Tiger playing at the end.
Yes. Just like the end of Rocky III.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I do believe that's it. And then like the end credits are just a montage of the movie. all the events that happen.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. So that's the director's cut, and every difference I was able to make out. There may be more. I don't know. Anyway, we can move on to the featured presentation of today now. 50 minutes in. Oh, wait a minute. No, we can't. Because in last episode, I also talked about the Ricky 1 parody, which just look up the AVGN's video review of that. It's hilarious. And then there's the 2 Rocky games on PS2. Like, and there's some other Rocky games too. But Rocky Legends in particular lets you play the careers of the main characters from the movies up to that point. Rocky Balboa hadn't come out yet back then. But speaking of that, Rocky 5 and Rocky 6, or Rocky Balboa Juicy, let us know what happened in Rockies 5 and 6. And I'll take the Creed bunch. Unless you want the Creed bunch. Would you be more comfortable with those?
Yeah, because you've seen the 5th one more.
Okay, all right. I'll talk about the 5th and 6. Okay. You know what? That kind of sucks. I'm going to tell you why. Watch this shit.
You're already planning for the Creed movies, weren't you?
I took extensive notes.
I mean, I can take.
No, it's okay. I'll take 5 and 6. I know what happens in them.
Because I watched like the complete summary, which honestly, that's what we're gonna end up doing anyways.
Right. We're just summarizing.
Just a quick summary of what Rocky. So pretty much right after takes place. What, right after?
Yes,
the Russian fight.
It's directly after the Russian fight, the Drago fight. Yes, because
okay.
He's in the showers after.
Okay, so pretty much because of the fight, he received massive brain damage from the fight. He has I have crippling brain damage. So he has brain damage, officially retires from fighting, and he loses everything, which is honestly
fucking Paulie.
Reasons why. Yeah, freaking Paulie. Wait, that little jerk. But anyways, so he loses everything. Honestly, we all flipped when he lost the motorcycle.
Yeah, so, bro, that's too far. The Italian stallion motorcycle. Yeah.
So once he's officially in retirement, he decides to go into it's training, right?
Yeah.
That's
reopening Mick's gym. Also, how did his son age so much in the time that he went to Russia and came back? Because he comes back right after the fight. What was he gone for 5 years? The way his son aged up? Gosh.
Time difference.
Oh my god, no.
Well, the only thing that makes sense is that he brought home some steroids from Russia.
Yeah, that's got to be it. Yeah, those words are crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, I can just see it now. It's like after the match, they hug it out. Hey, can I have whatever he has?
Even though he beat him, he's like, "Hey, what's that stuff you were using? Let me get some."
Yeah. He's like, yeah, because I'm going to use it for my next match. It's not like I'm going to have brain damage or anything.
Dun, dun, dun.
But yeah, enter Tommy Gunn, the newest fighter in the boxing world. Rocky trains him up to the point where Tommy Gunn becomes the next world heavyweight champion. Gives Rocky no credit for anything that leading up to it.
What a
even
jerk.
Though he trained him up for that whole period of time. And right after that, Rocky confronts Tommy Gunn. He they get into a little is it considered a no, it's a street fight. I was about to say bar fight, but I was like, no.
It's a street fight.
It's a street fight. Yeah. Yeah, it's not in the bar, it's on the street, so it's clearly a street fight. For a while, Tommy actually looks like he's about to win. And then Adrian and Robert show up, and Rocky gets the momentum to knock out Tommy for...
Don't forget Mickey, too. Get up, you son of a bitch.
Oh yeah.
It's Mickey loves you. Dun, 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 dun.
He's just like, you know what? I'll just for Mick. Just gets up.
Mick. He starts crying in Rocky 3. It's a really touching and sad scene, but you can't help but laugh too.
Yeah.
That's the gist of Rocky 5. There's also the part, like the portion of the movie that's about his son and how Rocky neglects his son, and so his son learns how to fight to deal with the bullies, and then the bullies become his friends, and he becomes more like them, and becomes rebellious. And then there's that girl he hangs out with, and something needs to be said about Rocky 5 as well. It's the worst of all the movies, right? But there's the work print of the movie. If you would take the work print, the theatrical cut, and look at some of the scripts, you could make a movie that's on par with the first 4. For more details on that, please check out a video by a YouTuber called Matthew Brando. It's called Why Rocky 5 Ain't That Bad. And he details all the best parts and puts them together very well.
All right, what's the video so I can dislike that?
No, bro. Like, I think you. I think you would like it too. Like, you should watch that video when you get the chance. It's called Why Rocky 5 Ain't That Bad. It's a damn good video. Again, by a YouTuber called Matthew Brando. Very good video that changed my outlook on Rocky 5. You can also find the work print of Rocky 5 online and watch that to see the differences between it and the original cut, or the theatrical cut of Rocky 5.
Well, quick update. The last name is not Brando.
Oh, my bad.
It's Matthew Danzak or Donzak? It's this guy, right?
No.
This one?
But
no.
What is that video though for Terminator 2? Because you know that's my favorite movie. Send me that video if you can, Juice, on Snapchat.
Right. Yeah, I'll send you the. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna send you.
For a second, I thought.
I'll send you the video that I'm talking about too. Right now.
Okay. Next thing you know, the video was removed for like copyright or some
like
random reason like that.
Is it gone? Because if you weren't able to find it.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, found it. Rocky 5, the bad one.
Dude.
It's like.
Yeah, like the video's gone, man. It's not here. What the heck happened? Wait. Did he change his channel name and the thumbnail of the video? I'm about to see right now. Let's see. Yeah, because I've already liked this video too, and this video is 5 years old. Let's see. Yep, this is it. He changed the thumbnail and his channel name. He changed everything. Okay, that was the right video. Yeah, you found it. Okay, so his channel has changed. I did not. I wonder what happened.
Plot twist.
I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, though, yeah. Rocky 5. Usually summarized it perfectly. Rocky Balboa.
All right. So Rocky Balboa takes place, what, 16?
Yeah. Something
years?
like that.
Okay.
The long ways down the road.
Yeah.
I think it retcons Rocky 5 too. Rocky 5 never happened.
Yeah, because he actually fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said that the brain, that it was misdiagnosed, his brain injuries, that it was actually just a severe concussion. Like it wasn't severe brain damage. It was just a bad concussion. No, it was brain damage. Drago destroyed him.
Yeah.
And steroided shots.
Yeah. The fight part, it's like, I can just see it now. The doctors that reveal. So it was just a bad concussion. He just goes back and fights all of them. It's like, what do you mean? I could have been fighting this whole time.
Right.
You didn't tell me.
Could have been making more money, like he wouldn't have been poor, but now he's old.
Yeah. So yeah, it's years into the future. Unfortunately, Adrian has passed, so that is one loss of Rocky's life. His relationship with his son could be a lot better. Only person that he really has is Polly, who's still working in that meat market for some random reason. But yeah, so at that period of time, it's like it's current day, right? Like kind of more current day.
It's like
Ish.
2005, 6 ish. Yeah, around that
Yeah.
time period. Which
Yeah,
was a
'cause they have
modern
video
day at the
games.
time.
Yeah, because they have video games in there, which is the main part of the whole movie. Because all right, I'm trying to remember the name of this guy because it's been a minute since I've seen Rocky Balboa.
Is it
It's
Mason Dixon? The
yeah,
villain?
it's the guy that the
played
main
by
fighter.
Antonio Tarver, was a real
Yeah.
boxer. Well, was a real boxer. He's retired now.
Yeah, so the guy gets butthurt because of a simulation, for crying out loud. Because the video game matched him up with Rocky as a what was it? Rocky in his prime, right?
Yeah, like a peak Rocky.
Yeah, and he loses, so he gets mad about it. It's like, dude, first of all, it's a simulation. So, but yeah, so he wants to challenge Rocky. Rocky accepts, goes back in the ring one more time. People are kind of doubting him. Like Rocky kind of starts off
He's like 60 years old. Yeah, he's so old.
He gets through it though. First few rounds, he's like falling behind, picks it up though. Point where he knocks him down, right?
I don't think he knocks Mason down, nah. But he comes close at the end of the fight, I think, because it's an exchange at the end of the fight.
Yeah, heck, it's a split decision.
Right. And there's an alternate
where,
ending where Rocky wins in the alternate ending. But like the result of the fight, it doesn't matter because he walks out and says goodbye at the end anyway, disappearing to where the public never sees him again until Creed.
Yeah.
Which see that, but Creed addresses that. Rocky doesn't want to be in the public eye again in Creed. Like he says it to Donnie's like, he knows I don't want to. Nah. Like I already had my goodbye, right? Anyway, but I really liked Rocky Balboa. It's the one I saw in theaters too, from when it actually came out. I saw that one in theaters. It was great,
and honestly, it has a really good Sylvester Stallone monologue.
It's not how hard you can hit, how hard you can get hit, and keep moving forward. Yeah, that's brother. That's top notch.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah,
a real life and movie moment, just greatness. The fact that Rocky Balboa or Rocky VI was as good as it was, he felt that he had to come back after Rocky V. That's how Rocky V was, and he did it. Rocky VI was great. It was great. Guess we'll move on to Creed now. All right. Let me get this ready. I don't even have to hide it anymore now because y'all already saw all my notes. I don't need to sit here and act like I don't have notes I'm reading off of. Okay.
The viewers are just like, yeah, we already know. We already saw the notes.
Yeah, they're all like, we know what happened. We saw your notes. All right. Here's a rundown of Creed. In 1998, Adonis Creed is in a detention center and is visited by Apollo Creed's widow, Mary Ann. She takes him in. 17 years later, in 2015, Donnie is what we're going to address him as, and what he's called in the movie, does some amateur boxing on the side, and he decides to quit his job and go pro as a boxer. He tries to join an elite gym in LA owned by Duke's son, but he's rejected. Mary Ann opposes him fighting, remembering how she watched Ivan Drago kill Apollo back in Rocky IV. Please keep Rocky IV in mind. It's very important for the Creed franchise. And Donnie continues on to Philadelphia to go find Rocky and ask him to be his trainer. He learns that Apollo won the private rubber match at the end of Rocky III. So we finally get the answer to that many years later. The two of them bond. Donnie also meets Bianca, a deaf musician, and develops a relationship with her. Rocky learns that he's sick, and he appears ready to give up and join all of his loved ones in the afterlife. But Donnie pulls him back to reality, saying, "You have to fight just like you want me to fight, just like I need to." And after news leaks of Donnie's family connection to Apollo, Pretty Ricky Conlon requests that Donnie be his last opponent before he's locked up. He's getting ready to go to jail. The one condition is that Donnie has to legally change his last name to Creed, as opposed to hiding behind his mother's surname of Johnson, because he went by Adonis Johnson throughout the movie, because he doesn't want anyone to believe that he gets everything like because of who his father is. There was even a scene where someone called him Baby Creed, and he took big offense to it and turned into like a big fight. He obliges, so he changed his last name to Creed. And the fight with Pretty Ricky Conlon turns out to parallel the first Rocky and Apollo fight, with Donnie earning the respect and love of the boxing world, proving that his father and his last name isn't why he is where he is. He even does this in the American flag stylized trunks that Apollo and Rocky wore before him. And the movie ends with Rocky, who is, his health is improving, and Donnie climbing the steps, the same steps that Rocky has been climbing back when the movies were all about him. So what did you think of Creed, Chris? Did you like Creed? I liked Creed.
Yeah, Creed was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was good.
Really underrated. Like, I remember watching it before seeing the second one.
Yeah.
And no, that was a really good movie for sure.
It was surprisingly
really nice
good for having to live up to the Rocky franchise like that. That's a big deal that it was that good.
Yeah, I think
pulled it off.
It's really funny. It's like everything before Rocky V was good, and Rocky V was and then after that it got good again.
Right, like it's like that movie is the black sheep. Every movie that comes out just keeps proving it. But even so, y'all watch that video by Matthew. He's got a new name now, so I don't want to butcher it. Used to be Matthew Brando on YouTube.
Well, okay. He got a new Brando.
Yes, he got a new. I'm gonna hurt myself in a back alley after that one. Anyway,
I thought you were gonna just pull a Vegeta. I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. Creed was great. The performances were awesome. Sylvester Stallone with age really only gets better and improves his acting chops. Like, he just keeps getting better and better. He's a real veteran of the screen. He's just at home on the screen. Good movie all around. A new generation now for the Rocky franchise. Creed 2, which came out 3 years later and takes place 3 years later. I saw this one in theaters too. I missed the first Creed in theaters. I didn't go see it. I watched Creed for the first time, actually, my freshman year of college, in the lobby of Willow. UC knows what that means. Creed 2. 3 years later, Donnie has become a heavyweight champion. He's a WBC champion after beating Danny the Stuntman Wheeler, a boxer who we saw in the first film who was leagues ahead of Donnie at the time. Now that he is a star, he proposes to Bianca, and she proposes that they move to LA to start a new life together. Donnie hesitates because he doesn't want to leave Rocky behind in Philly. Victor Drago, son of Ivan Drago from Rocky IV, forces a match with Donnie, to which Rocky objects, and Donnie leaves for LA, leaves Rocky behind. The couple learn that they're pregnant, and Donnie asks Duke's son to train him. If you remember, Duke's son was in the first Creed as well. He was the owner of the LA gym that Donnie couldn't get in. Donnie is crushed by Victor Drago, and he's injured badly. Like, I think he's even peeing blood after the fight. But he retains the title because Drago was disqualified. Mary Ann reaches out to Rocky and requests that he rekindle things with Donnie, to which he does. Rocky then sets out to train Donnie for the rematch, and Bianca learns that she and Donnie's baby will be deaf like she is. It is revealed subtly that Ivan Drago is using his son to return to glory, torturing him in training and making him act publicly as the villain while he enjoys the adoration of Russia himself over his son. They meet with Ludmilla. Ludmilla was Drago's wife in Rocky IV. She left him after the loss to Rocky. And Victor berates his dad for associating with those who cast him out to begin with. Ludmilla even abandoned Victor as a kid. He was a kid like around the aftermath of Rocky IV. Donnie's training is intense as he preps for Victor Drago. The rematch is a balanced affair that sees Donnie drag Victor to the late rounds, absorbing a beating along the way where he has Drago at his mercy. Ludmilla walks out on them again after, I think, the second knockdown or something like that in the fight, and Ivan Drago finally has a change of heart as he throws in the towel, choosing his son's life over fake love. Him throwing in the towel echoes the scene. Shut up, Chris. I see the little subtle look on your face.
You know what I was referring to,
though? Drago throwing
showing
in
fake
the towel.
love to me.
I got fake straight up to my face. Drago throwing in the towel. It echoes the scene where Rocky could have thrown in the towel to save Apollo's life, but didn't because of pride. In the original Rocky IV, because of Apollo's pride. In a very interesting twist, it's Drago who breaks that cycle over 30 years later. Drago, the man who killed Apollo. After the win, Rocky chooses to fade away. He lets them celebrate in the ring, and he stays outside of it. Very deliberate, because he tells Donnie that it's his time now. Victor and Ivan return to Russia and train together in seclusion, enjoying one another as father and son at peace. I think there's even a scene too. Isn't there a scene in Creed 2 where Drago, he doesn't apologize to Rocky, but he does address what happened, right? And how
He goes to the restaurant.
Oh yeah, in the beginning when he showed up.
Yeah.
I gotta watch Creed 2 again. Actually, that's a good movie too.
Yeah.
And then Rocky finally reaches out to his son Robert, who is played by the same guy that played him in Rocky Balboa. They got the actor back. He can't be played by Sage Stallone because Sage Stallone tragically passed away years ago, unfortunately. Sage Stallone, Sylvester's actual son, played him in Rocky V. So, Rocky travels to Canada and finally meets his grandson, who he swears looks a lot like Adrian. And this will probably be the last time that we ever see Rocky in this franchise. That last scene of him. His character arcs have all been wrapped up perfectly, and Sylvester Stallone has said that he is not returning for Creed 3. So that's the end of Rocky. It's a good ending for him. Everything's wrapped up for him. It's done well.
Well, I guess that means Rocky either is not going to die in Creed 3 or is already dead in Creed
He's not
3.
going to show his death. Like, they'll probably fucking mention it off screen. In Creed 3, in the third movie, the mentor is supposed to die in the Rocky franchise. Remember Mick in Rocky 3? Like,
yeah, so it's like, all right, who dies then?
I hope we never have to see Rocky die on screen. But it's like having to see Naruto die in Naruto. Like, you just don't want to see it.
Yeah, but they can't really do an off-screen death though. That's the funny part. Especially for Naruto.
Yeah. They can't do it with Rocky either, honestly. He's the face of the franchise. Yeah. Come on now. You showed everyone, well, you showed Apollo's death, and then Adrian and Paulie died off screen. But they died between movies. Like, it kind of made sense. Anyway.
Yeah.
Donnie makes peace with his father's legacy. That's a big deal because he's always felt like he's in the shadow of Apollo. Like, it's why he didn't want people to know he was Apollo's son. And he, Bianca, and their baby visit Apollo's grave. Just what's next? what's next in the franchise. There were talks and rumors of Deontay Wilder, who was actually the heavyweight champion of the world before being dethroned by Tyson Fury, of him in Creed 3 playing Clubber Lang's son. I think that would be way too streamlined and way too much of a copy of the whole Drago son thing, too.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that twice like that. So that's not happening.
Like,
I
as
would
cool as
like
it
to
would
see
be,
Clubber
it's
make
like-
a comeback to some degree, though. I do want to see what he's up to. Now, what happened to him after he lost to Rocky? What happened? Because things just shift straight to Drago. I don't know.
Actually, no, I think he went to the military,
I know this
was
is gonna
accused
be
for a crime
dumb.
he didn't commit. He ran away with 3 other guys. Spray painted his van with
the A-Team.
That's what he did.
Don't forget he made an appearance in WrestleMania as well. We can't forget that. Anyway, him professional wrestler briefly. There were also rumors of there actually being a Rocky 7, one that would focus on Rocky training and like illegal immigrant or something like that. Sylvester Stallone talked about that, but it doesn't look like it's going to go through. And then there have also been talks of there have also been talks.
Yeah, they could get the immigrant.
There have also been talks of a prequel series set before the original film that would show the lives of the characters before they really came close and became tight knit from the first movie on. So you would see teenage versions of Rocky, Adrian, and Paulie and all that. Like, and Mickey would be younger too. And like Apollo, Rocky talked about a scene where teenage Rocky actually met Apollo when he was a young champion, when he came through Philadelphia. I also personally have an idea of, if you're going to do like a prequel series, I would set it during Mickey's life. That's how I would do it. So they did that with the sequels with Creed. It's about Creed's son. The prequels could be about Mickey, a young Mickey, his fighting days, the injuries that happened to him, the life he went through that turned him into the old scruffy, bitter old man he is in Rocky when you see him. I think that would make for a good prequel.
Yeah.
That's just my idea. There's a lot in the air, but here's what we do know for sure. Creed 3 is coming around this time next year, and it will be directed by Michael B. Jordan himself. It's his directorial debut. And Sylvester Stallone doesn't appear to be extensively involved. The series is now in the hands of Michael B. Jordan, and that's where we stand today on the franchise. One of my all-time favorite franchises.
Did you know Creed 3? Like the entrance music to the fight? He's just wearing the Black Panther suit.
Bruh.
That should have been mine.
My man Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
That really came out of nowhere, bro. What the heck? Anyway, that's a different one. That would be dope if you wore that, though, like in Creed 3 from Black. I wonder what the plot's going to be at Creed 3. What's it going to be about now? Like,
travels to Wakanda.
Oh no, but we'll see. Like, I'm looking forward to it. It's been 4 years since Creed 2. Well, 3 years. It'll have been 4 years by then. So I'm looking forward to see what they have in the tank. And that's pretty much it, everyone, for Talk of the Town on the Rocky franchise. We hope we could make it up to you. Like, this show, like, is actually, well, we're only like an hour and 20 minutes in, but we had to go a little longer today to recap because I goofed on the first episode being deleted. I think this episode's better than last episode anyways. We talked about the whole franchise this episode. So, like, I'm just going to lie and say that this is episode 12 or like 11, like instead of 12.
It's 11.5.
Right. Like, it's like, this episode is some weird purgatory of being both 11 and 12 and in the middle.
Yeah.
It's a prequel, an equal, a sequel, and your mom. Anyway, we're done. We thank y'all. We thank y'all very much for coming and joining us. I had fun talking about Rocky here, and this was the last episode of the series as a whole. We're retiring. Nah, I'm kidding. We're not retiring.
Yeah, we're getting some sleep. You guys.
Yes, we're gonna get some sleep. You guys go get some rest too. Next time you see us will be it will be not this coming Saturday, not next Saturday, but the Saturday after that. So it'll be somewhere.
The 18th?
Huh?
Actually, wait, no. So are we keeping the 2 weeks or no?
Yeah. We're keeping it 2 weeks.
Okay, so in that case it'll be the 4th or the 11th.
Probably the 11th. Here's why.
Okay.
The Charles Jackson. Nah. The
crossover.
2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now is the
episode.
1st, right? December 1st is 2 weeks from now, which would have been like the next episode. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're not gonna do it that Saturday. Wait, what? I'm a little confused. Hold on. Wait. Let me look at the calendar.
All right.
Okay.
So if we're doing 2 weeks, it'll be the 4th.
I think you're right. Let me take a look.
I know I am because I have the calendar out.
Yeah, bro. Like, I believe you, but let me just pull I opened the calculator instead. Oh my gosh, dude. Okay. So it's going to be the 4th. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I said the 11th. Like, that's like 3 weeks. And we'll be back on December the 4th, which is a Saturday, and it will be at 8:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, West Coast, United States, 8:00 at night. We'll see you then. We love you very much. What are you still doing here? We're done. Get out of here. We're done.
I appreciate the support.
Appreciate
Check
the support. You're just trying to be nice after I was a real joke. Anyway, that's really it though. Yeah. We're getting out of here. All right, one.
Yep.
That's like the longest goodbye ever, but
honestly,
I had some things to check. That's why, but we're going to get out of here. So we'll see you guys, all right? Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you, like we said, new time, Saturday, 8:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, December the 4th. Peace.